Hi, Marius here from renegadeproducer.com. I hope you're doing fantastically well. In this video, we're taking a look at Loopcloud. Now, if you're not familiar with Loopcloud, it's a plugin and standalone software that you can use in your DAW or without your DAW. And it basically gives you access to the entire Loopmasters catalog of samples and loops, over 4 million last time I checked. And what makes it great is you can sync it up with your DAW and work at the tempo of the project that you're working on. And you can also lock the key so it will play back everything that you audition in the same key of the project that you're working on. Now, in this video, I'm not going to do a full review of Loopcloud and show you all its features. What I'll do is I'll just show you the two ways that I like mostly for using Loopcloud, and then hopefully as we go along, you'll see some of the features and the benefits that you get with Loopcloud. Okay, so the first way that I like to use Loopcloud is to use it as a way of inspiration when I'm starting out a track or when I get stuck in a track. So let's say I have something going like this, which is just a psychedelic trance or progressive psytrance kind of kick bass, nothing special, sounds like this. And etc. This is how you often start a track, kick and bass maybe, but let's say I don't want to sit here now and program in hi-hats or synthesize hi-hats. What I'll do is I'll often just jump over into Loopcloud and get some kind of momentum going, get some kind of groove going that I can build on top of. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get some hats and percussive elements going and just form a loop out of that. So let's start the track and hop over to Loopcloud. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to select a genre, and in this case I'm going to stick with trance because it's just percussion, so it doesn't necessarily have to be the psytrance subgenre. But I want to make sure that I'm using loops because I don't want to audition one-shots right now. So I'm going to select that filter loops, and it's just going to give me loop results. And then I want to go over to hi-hats because I want a hat loop in this case. Now, we have our selection here, 100 results out of 859, and let's see what we have. Okay, just an open hat there. I want a little bit more of a groove, maybe with an open hat, but an entire more kind of loop, something like that. Okay, so that's all right. Keep that one in mind, or just let's just favorite it. Okay. Okay, so I like that third one, the one we favorited the most at the moment. Let's keep it on that one and move ahead. Okay, so let's say I want to get a snare in there to create some movement. Let's go. Now we can delete hi-hat over here. I've selected track 2 down here, so now we're on a different track. You have 8 in total. So let's select instruments, snare. We keep trance going, and now we can check out some trance snares. Yeah, that's a kick snare. Okay, so I don't want a kick and snare in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go over to my audio filters on the right here, and I'm going to move the frequency or the tone up so it cuts out most of what I would consider to be the kick frequencies. Now you'll see it adjusts the sample results on the side here, and now we should have just snares, no kicks in our loops. So let's get back to auditioning. Okay, let's stick with that. Make it can mix on the actual sample down there. Bring those hats down a bit. Okay, now that's working. So let's see, what else can we find? Let's take the snare out and maybe try something percussive. So we go over to percussion here. And let's see what we got. We're on track 3 now, so it's a separate track. We've got our initial hat loop there, our snare over here, sounding like that. Okay, so let's see if we can get some other elements in here. Actually, let's kill percussion and go to just some toms maybe. See if we can find some tom loops that will work with this. So under drum here, tom, there we go. And there we go. So let's have a listen. Kind of like that. Might need a bit of tweaking. Interesting. Okay, that's quite interesting. I think I'm just going to leave that one for now. Okay, so you get the basic idea. So now we have a loop in Loopcloud that sounds like this. And it works with our Cubase track. Okay, so you can obviously play around with this for ages, but what I like to do is restrict myself. If I got something that gives me a vibe and I can build on top of, then I'll just export that and get that into the session. I'm not going to do that now because I don't want to waste my points, but you get the idea. I get something going very quickly, pull it into the DAW, and we're off to the races. Now, the other way that I like to use Loopcloud, so we're just going to quickly clear out of everything here. So now we have nothing in the search results, and we're just going to clear these samples as well. Clear track, clear track, clear track. Now let's say I don't want to start in my DAW. I just want to come up with ideas in Loopcloud. So what I can do is I can disconnect from Steinberg Cubase in this case. Let's say we're in a more of a housey vibe and not psychedelic trance. So let's say we want to make some house. So let's come up with a tempo kick track. So we start on track 1 here, and we just go to genres. We select house just as a general genre. We're not going to go into all the different subgenres again. So we just select house, and then instruments, we go to kick and make sure we have loop selected here so we don't get any one-shots. Okay, so now we've got kick, loops, house in the search results there. Let's hear what we have. Now the tempo won't match up to our DAW anymore because it's disconnected. So you'll see the tempo adjust here as we audition samples. That's quite nice. 128, very chilled. Nice big snap on that. Okay, so let's work with that. So now when we go to track 2, let's see if we can get a maybe a synth in there that's interesting. So we remove kick and let's go with house and instruments synth. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, now if I want to work in a certain key, I can key lock immediately here now and select the key I want to work in. Otherwise, I can just start with something harmonic or melodic that's in a certain key and then just key lock from there. So let's start off with our auditioning. Okay, a little bit of a vocoder going on there. So let's keep it like that. It's in G, it seems, yeah. So now when we go onto our next track, we can key lock to G. That's fine. So let's see, G there. Okay, so now we key lock to G. So anything we listen to now, let's go maybe do some keys, keyboard, see what we can find. Now this should lock to G, so it's going to auto-transpose as we go along. That's how I like it, babe. 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 That's how I like it. Just some piano stabs. That's actually quite interesting. I don't know if it works with the kick and bass type of drone thing that we have going there, but I can see how I can make it work. Okay, so let's leave it on that. And now, okay, so let's leave it on that and now go add some hats. Okay, so we'll remove keyboard, stick with house and loops, instruments, hats, and okay, so let's see what we got. That's how I like it, babe. 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 Okay, so that sounds good. Let's just go and add a snare maybe. So hi-hat out, instruments, snare. That can work. It's not bad. Okay, so let's say we have that going, and on track 6 we're going to do a little bit of a vocal chop of some kind of variety. So we go to instruments and we select vocal. And we already have a vocal going with that "That's How I Like It, Babe" vocoder sound, but let's see if we can find something else that works with that. Okay, so let's say we want to keep it in a minor, so we'll just select on the right here with audio filters, we select minor. So now it will leave only results that have minor for you to audition. So let's try that out rather. Baby, your love, baby, baby. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. I can see how I can mangle that. So let's try some auto patterns on here, some creative effects, like maybe a delay effect of some sort, or fake delays. Triplet. Now you see, this pattern can instantly give you a way to mangle the beat or mangle your sample and just come up with something that's unique to yourself. You can also remove that and reset to auto, then it'll go back to the sample. And you can add individual effects if you want to as well. So you can just effects edit over here and then say you want to add some delay on that vocal sample. So we're just gonna, let's just solo the vocal sample. Okay, now let's try maybe some grain stretch first. Stutter. How's that sound with the track? Not 100% convinced on that one, so let's go back to the effects, take that out, and let's say add some delay. Say some 64 flicks. Okay, so it adds a little bit of a kind of a grainy buffer, slap back delay type of thing there. Let's try that with the track. Okay, and there you have it. So 2 ways that I like to use Loopcloud. Mostly I use it as a kind of an inspirational tool or a jamming tool like this. There are obviously other ways that you can use it. You can build up entire tracks. You have 8 tracks that you can mix with here. A bunch of filters that you can use. So I suggest you take a look at that. And that's basically what I have to say about Loopcloud at the moment. As I said, if you want a more in-depth review, check out the post I did on renegadeproducer.com. There'll be a link in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this little look at Loopcloud and how I like to use it. And if you get involved with Loopcloud, I hope you have a lot of fun. This is Marius from renegadeproducer.com signing off until next time.